Jerry O'Donnell has taken on a Nathan Fillion. In what can only be described as a full-circle moment for him, the 65-year-old actor, recognized for portraying law enforcement characters on screen, has officially embraced the role in real life. Many are referring to this as a real-life version of The Rookie led by Nathan Fillion, as O'Donnell has joined the Asheville Police Department in North Carolina as a trainee officer. Known to fans from crime dramas like Bosch and series such as Mad Men, O'Donnell is currently participating in basic law enforcement training and undergoing rigorous field exercises before achieving full officer status. In an interview with the Asheville Watchdog, O'Donnell discussed the physically challenging nature of the training, from sprinting up parking garages to demanding circuits of push-ups, burpees, and air squats. However, similar to Fillion, this new chapter is not about reinventing himself for the sake of novelty. I feel fortunate and thankful to still possess some capability. It's a sense of purpose to serve, he remarked, adding that true satisfaction for him now comes from being used up in the quest for something significant. Before his Hollywood career, O'Donnell also has a background in uniform. He dedicated 4 years to the U.S. Army's elite 82nd Airborne Division. A college play transformed his life, ultimately leading him to the renowned acting instructor Uta Hagen and a relocation to Los Angeles. Since his debut in the early 90s on The Flash, he has featured in nearly 50 films and television series. His most notable breakthrough was in The Young and the Restless, followed by a role on The Bold and the Beautiful. He has also appeared in Dexter, NYPD Blue, JAG, and its spin-off NCIS. Fiction has now given way to reality for the actor. While most performers retire, O'Donnell tightened his boots, demonstrating that sometimes, the most daring role of all is one lived authentically. We all know the trope. The lights, the cameras, the tailored suits of Madison Avenue, and the prestige of primetime television. For most people, landing a role on a cultural phenomenon like Mad Men is the finish line. It's the dream. But what happens when the script ends, and the actor decides that playing a hero isn't enough? What happens when they want to be one? You've seen Nathan Fillion do it in The Rookie, portraying a man starting over as a police officer later in life. But that's fiction. Today we are diving deep into the incredible true story of an actor who walked away from the set to walk the beat. This isn't a TV show. This is the story of how Jerry O'Donnell channels Nathan Fillion, not for ratings but for real-life stakes. Buckle up. We are going behind the scenes of a transformation that Hollywood never saw coming. To understand the weight of this decision, we first have to look at the world Jerry O'Donnell was inhabiting. Hollywood is an industry built on ego, visibility, and the pursuit of the next big role. O'Donnell, known for his work in the critically acclaimed Mad Men, was sitting in a position many aspiring actors would kill for. He was part of the fabric of television history. But beneath the surface of red carpets and residuals, there was a different calling. It's a feeling that is hard to explain to agents and managers. Why trade a trailer for a squad car? Why trade craft services for night shifts? This wasn't a midlife crisis. It was a midlife awakening. While his peers were chasing pilot season, O'Donnell was looking at the world outside the studio lot. He saw a community that needed help, and he realized that pretending to solve problems on screen was no longer satisfying the urge to actually solve them on the street. When ABC's The Rookie premiered, audiences fell in love with the character of John Nolan, the oldest rookie in the LAPD. We watched him struggle to keep up with 20-somethings, watched him use his life experience to de-escalate situations, and watched him fight for respect. Makes for great TV. But for Jerry O'Donnell, Mad Men was in the past, and he was stepping into this exact scenario without a stunt double. This is where the story shifts from celebrity gossip to a study in human resilience. Becoming a real-life rookie isn't about quirky misunderstandings or comedic timing. It's about physical exhaustion. Imagine being in your 40s or 50s, standing in line next to recruits who are fresh out of college, athletes in their prime. The physical demands of the police academy do not curve the grade for age. O'Donnell had to run the same miles, scale the same walls, and take the same takedowns. There is a humility required here that is rare in Hollywood. In acting, you are the center of attention. In the academy, you are a number. You are a recruit. O'Donnell had to strip away the identity of the guy from TV and rebuild himself as an officer of the law. The transition is jarring. In Hollywood, if you mess up a line, you get another take. The lighting is adjusted. The makeup artist touches you up. On the streets, there are no second takes. A mistake isn't a blooper reel. It's a lawsuit, an injury, or worse. O'Donnell's journey highlights a fascinating psychological shift. He had to learn to turn off the actor. Acting is about projecting emotion, about empathy and vulnerability to connect with an audience. Police work requires a different kind of empathy, controlled, tactical, and observant. He had to learn the penal code, the radio codes, and the geography of the precinct. But more importantly, he had to earn the trust of his partners. Cops can be skeptical of outsiders, especially those from La La Land. There is always that lingering question. Is this guy doing this for research? Is this a publicity stunt? O'Donnell had to prove, day in and day out, that his commitment was genuine. He wasn't there to sign autographs. He was there to back up his partner. So, what happens when the Mad Men star transforms into actual rookie status on the street? The reality of patrol is 90% boredom and 10% sheer adrenaline. There is a unique irony in his situation. As an actor, his job was to be recognized. As a police officer, anonymity is often your best friend. But in the age of smartphones, every interaction is filmed. O'Donnell faced the unique challenge of potentially being recognized while trying to control a chaotic scene. "Hey, aren't you that guy from TV?" is not a question you want to hear when you are trying to handcuff a suspect. Yet, this background perhaps gave him a unique superpower. Communication. Actors are masters of human behavior. They know how to talk to people, how to read body language, and how to modulate their voice. In a modern policing era where de-escalation is king, O'Donnell's previous career wasn't a liability. It was an asset. He could talk people down not because of his badge, but because of his ability to connect. Why does this story matter? Why should we care that an actor became a cop?